She spotted Sid a few feet over with her best friend Dana. Stephanie tugged Sid's arm. Emergency, now, for real. Sid was laughing, barely holding on to her rambunctious 1-year-old Chase. I know. He's been in the dip, the punch, just got a fistful of cookies. She rubbed noses with him as he giggled. Why did I ever encourage you to walk? Dana pinched his cheek. Auntie Dana understands, little man. You're just trying to have a good, hello. Stephanie waved her hands at them both. Does emergency mean anything to you two? She gaped at her sister, as in, I desperately need to talk to you. Sid gave her the mama look, which she'd always done, but now that she really was a mama, it had more oomph. 13 years older, she'd actually always been like a second mama. Steph, it's not an emergency. It is an emergency. I know what it's about. Chase spied his dad across the room and lunged forward in Sid's arms. Dada! Dada! Stephanie latched onto her nephew's hand. You're just a little cutie, you know that? Auntie Steffi loves you. Chase was her soft spot, and she wouldn't be seeing him either. Which brought her back to her angst. She looked at Sid. You do not know what it's about. Dana laughed, wresting Chase from Sid. How about this? I'll take Chase to his dada, and you go with Steph. In no time, you'll be wishing she was still here in St. Louis bombarding you with emergencies. I know, right? Stephanie said. Sid gave them both a look. The sisters walked out of the activity center. Okay, what's the emergency? Sid said. I need to know if I'm crazy for going through with this move. I knew it. Sid stopped in the hallway outside the center. Yes, you are crazy for asking the same question week after week. No, it's really hitting me right now. Stephanie smiled at a couple just arriving. She lowered her voice. I think we're making a mistake. Why? Because. Stephanie pulled her farther down the hall. Lindell and I are leaving St. Louis, where I've lived all my life. Not to move to Chicago or D.C. or someplace else that makes sense, but to Hope Springs. I mean, when I say it, I sound crazy. Why would I move to a little country town in North Carolina? Who does that? You're doing it tomorrow. That's not funny. And Janelle did it last month when she moved from D.C., Sid said. Yeah, but she's got an excuse for her crazy. She's in love. Stephanie and her cousin Janelle had cared for their ailing grandmother in Hope Springs earlier in the year, while Lindell was in Haiti. Stephanie had been excited that God put it on both her and her cousin's hearts to relocate there. She'd also been excited that they'd be near another cousin, Libby, who lived in Raleigh. But now, ever since Grandma Jerry's funeral, Sid said, you and Lindell felt like God wanted you to do something different. You prayed and asked everybody and their mama to pray, even Pastor Lyles, which I've never seen you do. Sid had moved from mama to exhortation mode. And you both felt this was your answer. I understand the cold feet, but I just know God is leading you, even if it feels crazy. It's more than cold feet. My heart is so out of rhythm, it might be a warning. What if we move to Hope Springs and that's not what God was saying? That would be tragic. Sid almost laughed. Oh, stop it. You had a great time down there. The 2 months I spent there were great because I got to know Grandma, Janelle, Libby, and other family. Living there is another story. We've got more people in our church than they've got in the town. She started pacing. I can't